Hi, everybody. It's Tuesday, September 6th, 2022. It's been a long time since I posted. I've had a very, very busy 2023. The summer's over. We've just had Labor Day. We're in the Virgo season, the sign of labor. So what do we all do at Labor Day? We go back to work, Virgo. We start to hone our skills. We get organized. We get disciplined. We get focused. We go back to work. We learn our craft, we improve our craft, we mentor others, we teach others, all the Virgo stuff. We spend most of our days, in a Virgo mode, generally, a sixth house mode. And that is about work. So I want to get back to work myself, and I want to post more of these. I hope to be posting more videos. So let's talk about this particular time of year. We are in the Virgo time of year, and it's starting off right after Labor Day with a Mercury retrograde. And Mercury is one of the planets that rules the sign. Mercury is the planet that rules the sign of Virgo, as well as the other sign of Gemini. Gemini likes to accrue information, and is very curious, and Virgo likes to apply the information to practical use and hone it and discipline it and focus it and synthesize it. That's just a slight difference between the two signs. Virgo is much more analytical and critical. So we're starting off this year with a Mercury retrograde. Not starting off this year, but starting off this Labor Day season about going back to work and going back to school with a Mercury retrograde. Mercury is going to go retrograde in the sign of Libra, and the retrograde starts on September 10th at 8 degrees Libra. So we went into its shadow on August 21st at 24 Virgo, and it's going to go retrograde from Libra back into Virgo. So Mercury retrograde, you have to be aware of all the normal Mercury retrograde things: rethinking, reflecting, reminding, remembering, reconnecting, recontacting, reviewing, revisiting. The breakdowns in communication, the traffic snags, transportation problems, writing issues. Miscommunication issues are a very famous type of Mercury retrograde challenge and problem. It's going to get flavored more with the sign of Libra. So we're going to have to redirect our communication in relationships. So Libra is the sign of balance and harmony and relationship and partnership and negotiation and making contracts and social etiquette and protocol. So the Mercury retrograde here is how we redirect our communication around our partnerships, our relationships. So let's do a little exercise here for those of you. So let's take Mercury retrograde in Libra throughout the houses, and let's just use the simple kind of definition of Mercury retrograde being a redirection of our communications and relationships around the houses. So if Mercury is going retrograde in Libra in the first house, the communication is how you communicate. You're going to be the one who might be miscommunicating and having to learn how to communicate with others better, because it's the first house which represents you and how you present your image and how you project things out into the world. Your relationship in the second house, it's going to be about your relationship with money and values and a reassessment of those issues. In the third house has to do with siblings. This would be partnerships with siblings, redirecting your communication around partnership issues, relationship issues with siblings, writing, education, communication in general. In the fourth house, it's going to be your a reassessment of your relationship with home, family, the past, history. This might be more about fixing things around the house. In the fifth house, the partnership issues, the relationship issues are going to be with your children, reconnecting with your children, with romance, with fun, with hobbies. In the sixth house, the reassessment around your relationships and partnerships will be with work. The sixth house is the daily drudgery of everyday work, health, pets. This is where the Mercury challenges will be coming into play. In the 7th house, that is the house of marriage and partnership and relationship. So Mercury in Libra, going retrograde in Libra, there will be a like triple, quadruple whammy around my partnerships, my most important partnerships, whether they be marriage or business. In the 8th house, it's about trust and intimacy, money you make off of others, connecting with others, inheritances. So this would be your relationship with money and taxes and trust and sex and all the things that go on behind closed doors in relationships. In the 9th house, your relationship will be reviewed regarding the communication you have with foreigners, foreign travel, philosophy, religion, higher education, such as universities. The 10th house is my status, my standing, my recognition. This will be about my career goals, a redirection or recommunication of my relationship with what my career is and what I want to accomplish with my career. The 10th house also has to do with parents and authority figures. The 11th house will be about your friendships, your groups, your alliances. How do you partner with them? How do you shift your communication around what you expect of your friendships, communal service, humanitarian causes, political alliances, teams, groups. This might be a great time in the 11th house of Mercury's going retrograde in Libra there to realign the groups you work with at the office too, especially on a board of directors or something like that. In the 11th house, it's going to be what's your connection and your relationship with your spiritual nature? How do you help other people? Higher education, partnering with the part of you that connects with things beyond the material world. It's also a health house and dealing with stuff like that. So that's how you want to work with the Mercury retrograde in your chart. When it goes back into Virgo, all the issues that come up in Libra get honed in Virgo. So Mercury's going to go retrograde back into Virgo. Let me get that date for you. It will retrograde back into Virgo on the 24th of September. So from now until the 24th, while it's in Libra, it's a recalibration and a balance there in the houses I've mentioned, which would be specific to each different person. But when it goes back into Virgo, it'll stay in Virgo from September 24th till around October 11th. That's going to be honing things more, analyzing more, critiquing more, separating the chaff from the wheat, making things more perfect. Mercury likes the sign of Virgo, so the retrograde here with the Libra part of it is coming into awareness of where things need to be balanced. And when it goes into Virgo, it's saying, okay, I know what needs to be balanced and fixed, and now I have to do the work to edit, to make it better, to get my craft even more solid. That wonderful thing about Virgo of polishing a diamond and making things much more functioning like a Swiss watch, okay? So that's what that part of the retrograde will be until it turns direct, and it will turn direct on October 2nd, and then things will move forward. Now, the other part of this retrograde, I will talk more about this in the future. Mars is going to go retrograde in the sign of Gemini on October 30th. And that's a Gemini. Gemini is a Mercury-ruled sign. So Mercury's going to have a lot of kind of retrograde types of energies this fall. And Mars will stay retrograde all the way through the middle of January. I will talk about this more in detail in another post. But whatever you're getting into right now on this Mercury retrograde will greatly be affected by the Mars retrograde starting in the end of October. So it's almost like it's a big plot opening up here of a lot of energy about to shift and be refocused, rehoned, retooled. Just put the word, the R-E in front of everything here. So specifically with Mars entered its pre-retrograde shadow on September 3rd. So Mars is actually going into the degrees of it where it will be retrograde. So where Mars is traveling now in the zodiac, starting October 30th when he goes retrograde, he's going to travel back over those degrees. And then when he goes direct on January 12th, he's going to go back over the degrees again that he's coming into now. So a lot of things you're coming into in September with this Mercury retrograde and with Mars being in its first shadow are major, major things at the end of the year that need to be changed, that need to be re-examined. And Mars is going to make you take action to see what needs to be purged, what needs to be excised, what needs to be cut out of your life, what needs to be challenged in terms of your communication. You know, these are communication issues and how we do battle and how we make ourselves heard. So we will talk more about this Mars retrograde, but pay very, very close attention to the issues coming to light right now, because they're going to play out a little longer. You know, the Mercury issues will set up a stage for what Mars will take over later. Okay, so I hope to see more of you on an audio way like this, visual audio. I like doing this format, and I hope you'll get off to a great year and pay attention to what's going on, because what's coming up now needs to be fixed. And life is all about fixing things and making it better. Retrogrades are about fixing things to make them better. Whatever breaks down means it has to be made better. So you have to face your challenges like an adult. Take on some Saturn responsibility here. See you soon. Bye.